Hello everyone, it's Helen from Journaling Planet, and I'm here today to show you the easiest envelope folio that you will ever make. Okay, we've got a pocket at the back full of goodies, and we've got a pocket at the front also full of goodies. Isn't that cute? So as you can probably tell by the thin design of it, it is not difficult. You will need some glue stick. You will need some craft paper or scrap paper of some kind. You can use washi, although it is optional. I'm going to use it, but you don't actually have to. Is there anything else that I've used besides embellishments? So some little embellishments to go on the top and the bottom, and that is it. You will create two pockets, one at the back and one at the front, with one really quite simple, easy step. So you need some envelopes, and you need two that are the same size. What I'm going to do is, step one, I'm going to glue the flap of this one into itself. Very straightforward. Doesn't need to be perfectly glued, i.e. you don't have to go over every single little bit. It will just fold into the envelope like that, and if you just give it a little run over with either your bone folder or a card just to put that in place, that's it. Okay, this is going to be your front pocket. I've chosen white because they're quite plain, and which means that there's lots of possibilities with them craft-wise, but also it means they do need some jazzing up. Okay, so that's your front pocket. Then I'm going to simply glue along here. And adhere this envelope to the back envelope. And ideally, unlike me just then, you will get it lined up at the edges. So let's have another go at that. Didn't quite get that where I wanted it to be. If you want to, you can trim along the very top of your front envelope so that it closes a little easier. Personally, I think it's a little bit more trouble than it's worth, but it is up to you. Because what happens is that this closes okay on this one, but on some of the others I've made, it is just a little bit stiff closing over because it's not used to closing over two envelopes, but because this paper is so thin, this one, it hasn't made a difference. So now I have a back pocket and I have a front pocket, and it's a sort of little folio. Now you can put stronger glue on the edges here, or you could even sew around it. I'm not going to do any sewing today. I'm not in the sewing mood today. What I might do is at a later date, I'll go around it with the sewing machine when I'm feeling more like I want to do some sewing. But you could put stronger glue at the edges here, and then some wet glue, and then it wouldn't need any washi tape around the edges. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put some washi tape around the edges. I'm going to use this one that has a backing paper to it. Not my favourite because it has a backing paper to it, but I'm saving all the backing paper in the hope that I'll be able to do a project. If you do this with thinner washi tape, you'll have less of an overhang at the very top of the envelope, but I just snip that away anyway, so it's no big deal. And it goes into my stash. So I'm just going to put this on the envelope all the way around and trim it down, and I'll speed this bit up. This isn't optional, remember, you can just use stronger glue. I want to use washi at the edges, especially on a white envelope, to try and jazz it up a little bit. Okay, I'm just giggling to myself because I said this was the easiest envelope folio you'll ever make, and then I glued it wrong. I glued it wrong and had to reposition it. It is honestly the easiest one you'll ever make. I just wanted to slow this bit down so you could see that how I'm wrapping the washi. You can use thinner washi than this, like I did on the first one. This is just your standard size washi here at the edges, and I just folded it over. Okay, but this one happens to be thicker, and I'm kind of glad of that given the amount of white space on this. But that said, the way I envision it is that this back side here will be glued down to the journal, so that side doesn't really need decorating. You of course can decorate it, and you can just put a paper clip in and make it a floating pocket. Just put the paper clip here. So I wanted to show you the way I was wrapping that around. I also wanted to show you these corners here. You can see where it overlaps the envelope. You can just do this, just basically sculpt it around, or you can trim them. Either way, it is so easy. I suppose if you do it this way, which I didn't do on the first one, it just reinforces that envelope a little bit more, and this is really thin paper, so that's a good thing. So that's that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this bit with some contrasting paper. That isn't quite big enough for this envelope. I had a feeling it might not be. So we'll go with this. This is from Daphne's Diary magazine, and I'm trying to use up all my Daphne's Diary stuff in case I need to do a destash at any point. So I'm going to put all these in the giveaways because you're not allowed to resell stuff with Daphne's Diary in it. That's my understanding of the Angel policy anyway, which is a shame. I really like I really like that magazine, but I just have a feeling that at some point I might just need to do a massive destash. So I don't really want to use materials where I'm told, oh, you really can't resell things that you make from this. So I need a bit more flexibility than that. I haven't needed to do a destash yet. I just want the option to, and I don't feel that that's very flexible Angel policy. So unfortunately, I've had to stop with Daphne's Diary. If I'm wrong about this, please do tell me. But I have seen other YouTubers mention it, so I think I'm right in saying that. It's nothing against the magazine. The magazine can dictate whatever terms it wants for its product. I just don't have time to, be kind of looking around and going, was that out of Daphne's Diary? When I'm trying to do a destash or something like that. Or if somebody asks to buy something off me, which has happened, I really don't want to be in a position where I have to go, oh, I'm sorry, I can't sell you that because it's partly made by Daphne's Diary. So that's that. Very simple covering of the flap. Probably could do with a little bit more glue here and there. Or I could actually just do with being a little bit straighter where I've cut it. That would also help if I'd cut it straight. I mean, these are the miracles we ask of ourselves. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. So that's looking good. And now I need to think about how I'm going to that's looking good. So now I need to think about what else I'm going to put on this. Obviously, all the time that I'm working on it, this is drying, this glue that we put in the middle. I've got my 2 pockets already, so it's super easy. I don't know why we don't all do this all the time, apart from maybe thickness, because obviously it's not very thick in itself, but if you put it in a junk journal, it will get very thick if you pack it with things. So maybe this is good for Happy Mail, or in the front of a journal, or in the back of a journal, maybe on the cover, even on the outside. So you can pack it as thick as you want, and you don't have to worry about the fact that it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. Okay, the last thing that I did, I didn't even ink around the last one because it was black, but I think I will ink around this one. I'll do that shortly. Is I just put some embellishments, some stickers on the front here, and I am just looking for something that is in sympathy with what I've done above, and I think that little blue butterfly will be fine. I'm actually wondering, I think I might stamp. Yes, I know I always want to get my ink stamps out, but I think I might stamp over the white bit here, and that'll just bring it in more sympathy. And I've got some peacock feathers distress ink that I can use to do that, so it will all just be quite in sympathy with itself. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little portion at a time. I don't want to go really onto the back of the envelope in here. I could put masking tape down, but let's be honest, that's a lot of fuss for the outside of an envelope. So maybe I'll do that to make sure that I don't go into the envelope itself. Cool. And then maybe I'll ink a different part for the middle. And I'll maybe just see if I can get a second imprint a little bit further down, just so it looks like it's been stamped. Yep, that's working well. And then just another part of my text stamp for the last bit. Who would have thought that this was just 2 plain white envelopes sitting in my stash? And then they're not plain white anymore. They're interesting, and they've got interesting things on them. Okay, so I like that. Knocking over my glue is the specialty. So we'll pull that back down again, and when you can see when it's closed what it looks like, it looks really cool. And when I ink around in peacock feathers, although obviously distress ink doesn't cling to washi as well as it could, I think it'll look good as well. So just put my little butterfly back on the front there. If I can just find it. Couldn't find it, and everything happens for a reason. I'm going to go with this contrasting orange one. If you want to contrast with blue, orange is a good way to go. So I'm going to put that on there. And there you have it. I really don't think I need to do anything more with that. Obviously I could add some fabric, some lace. Maybe I'll add a bit of lace, maybe just for fun. Okay, just quickly cut out these lace flowers because this is supposed to be a quick project and not take me all year. It's supposed to be easy, remember? And I'm just going to place it on here just for a bit of extra texture. I think it looks really cute. Sort of undecided about whether or not it should go at the bottom covering the washi. I think maybe it does look better there, so I'm just going to, I mean, you can, whenever you're placing something like this, you can play around with it. You know, you can see, does it look better up here, for example, sort of coming out the side of the envelope. But I think for me, I just want a little corner detail, so we'll go with that. And then that, my friend, is going to be the end of the project except for the inking. So it is really quick, and this whole tutorial is designed to be really quick unto itself. I obviously could show you lots and lots and lots of different ones with different coloured envelopes, but I thought just using 2 plain white ones, well, most people like to have something like that in their stash, so they'll have access to something that they can use. But you can use any envelopes that you like, any ones at all. And you can use any ephemera, you can use any washi tape. You can adapt this whole process to whatever you have in your stash. But if you're as messy as me, it's a good idea to have a rag handy so that you can mop up all the excess glue. Okay, so all I need to do now is ink around. And I think this will pull it all together. I'm probably going to ink around the top here and around the flap as well, just to really bring all the different sides of the project together. I'm going to speed this bit up. Okay, I have taken the time to ink this little bit inside as well, but to be honest with you, you see where the lines go around here, it's not visible. So I've only done that because I really like the idea of somebody opening it and being like, oh, it's so lovely and defined. And of course, you could really go to town. You could put more scrap paper inside. You could decorate the inside of the envelope. You could put a little stamp here that was a little surprise that nobody was, you know, expecting to see. You could do all these things. And for the sake of brevity, I'm so tempted now to just reach one of my stamps and just put something here. It's really bad because I should just move on, but I just have that feeling that I don't think I'm going to be able to shake, and I have to, I think, dip this little rose in the distress ink, and this is where I do something that's gone too far and ruins the project, but you know, you'll know even if I mess it up what I was intending. See, I just think that's really cute. And someone opens the flap and it's just there. So, okay, I just thought of that as I opened the flap, and I'm sure that you could think of many other things to do with this project besides what I've shown you. I'm just bringing it together. The reason that bring it together quickly as I can for the sake of a tutorial, I did not obviously invent this process. I saw someone stick 2 envelopes together on Instagram and I thought, oh, that's interesting. And then I looked and looked and looked for the video again. I'm just going to give this stick a little bit more glue because it's being recalcitrant. Thank you. I'd like it if you stuck down. And I searched and searched and searched for this YouTube video, Instagram video that I'd seen. Could I find it? No. So I have no idea if I've done it the same way as the person who posted that video. If you were the person that posted that video, please link to it below so we can all enjoy the real way we were supposed to do this. But I don't think it's turned out half bad, you know, considering I'm doing it from memory from a long time ago. I could have sworn that I liked and saved it on Instagram. I clearly did not do that, and that is a lesson to me. So, lovely little envelope, and the best bit is that now that we have an envelope with 2 pockets in it, we can fill it with 2 lots of ephemera. So, of course, this might be a happy mail. It might be best suited to a happy mail, or it might be best suited to a junk journal, depending on where in the junk journal you put it. I think you can do both. And of course, as soon as you put something in it, little things start peeping out, and that's really exciting too. So plenty of space to play with. Wonderful for happy mail, wonderful for junk journals. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this. It's a great way of opening up, of either using junk mail envelopes or using up any envelopes you have in your stash that have been sitting there a long time. You will use them 2 at a time, and you can fill all your junk journals or your happy mail very easily. Thanks so much for watching. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.